Welcome to your A to Z guide to the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix. The historic Hungaroring circuit will play host to the 11th round of the 2021 championship and the final race before the summer break. After a dramatic few weeks following the events in Silverstone, this Grand Prix will be an important race for the championship as teams look forward to a much-needed couple of weeks of rest. To help get you set for this race weekend, we'll take you through the history of the Hungarian Grand Prix, the unique track characteristics, what the teams are saying, and all the bits in between that you won't find anywhere else. So let's dive straight into your A to Z guide for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Nicknamed Monaco without the buildings, the Hungaroring has been a staple on the F1 calendar since 1986, and has held 35 Formula One Grand Prix since then. Located roughly 20 kilometers from Budapest, the Hungaroring's 4.3-kilometer circuit offers up a narrow and twisty challenge to drivers, which makes it difficult for overtaking in dry conditions. The circuit has 14 corners overall, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. Because of its low maximum speed and constant cornering, the downforce setup required in Hungary is high. Because of this, your lap time taken at full throttle is only 57%, which is amongst the lowest of all tracks this season. Pole position will be located on the left-hand side of the grid, with the distance to the first braking zone being 443 meters. The Hungaroring is one of the toughest tracks for brake cooling due to the typical hot summer temperatures and lack of straights. The average track temperatures of the Hungarian Grand Prix are 49 degrees Celsius, and it doesn't seem like it will get any cooler for this weekend's race. There have been 17 different Hungarian Grand Prix winners since 1986, with 7 current drivers having been on the podium at the Hungaroring. McLaren are the most successful constructor with 11 wins all time and 31% of the total victories. Williams and Ferrari are tied on 7 wins each that make up 40% of all-time wins, while Mercedes is the third most winningest constructor in Hungary with 5 total victories. Of the current drivers, Lewis Hamilton owns this circuit with 8 wins in his career and a chance to break the record for most wins at a single circuit this weekend. Sebastian Vettel has won twice at this circuit, once with Red Bull and lastly with Ferrari. Daniel Ricciardo, Fernando Alonso, and Kimi Räikkönen are the only other drivers currently who have won at this circuit. Since the nature of this track makes it difficult to overtake, we have only seen 5 safety car appearances in the history of the Hungarian Grand Prix, so there's only a 14% chance we'll see one this Sunday. This is a track in which you'll want to start on the front row of the grid, as 46% of wins at the Hungaroring have come from pole position, while another 23% have come from second on the grid. Outside of the top 3 spots, only 5 drivers have won, and interestingly, 4 of those 5 drivers who went on to win qualified in 4th place. After the sprint format in Great Britain, we return to a normal Grand Prix weekend format. Here are the times for all 3 free practice sessions on Friday and Saturday. The following are the start times for qualifying and the race in different parts of the world. Let's start off by looking at the predicted forecast for this race weekend. Friday and Saturday are expected to be clear and sunny, but with very hot temperatures typical of a late July race. The question mark remains for race day Sunday, as at the moment, there is a 40% chance of showers with a drop in temperatures, so that could really shake up the race if it does indeed rain. With that in mind, let's move on to the tire allocation. The Hungaroring doesn't put a lot of heavy demands on the tires, so the middle range of the C2, C3, and C4 tires will be used. Because of the non-stop corners, the tires are always being worked and it makes it difficult to cool them. The best strategy is not always obvious, as we've seen in the past, for example at the 2019 race, with Hamilton winning on a two-stop strategy. Here are the rest of your weekend notes for the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix. Can we really go through this preview without mentioning the fallout from Hamilton and Verstappen in Silverstone? Even 2 weeks after their clash, fans are still talking about that incident as the intensity of this championship is coming to a head. The Hungarian Grand Prix will also offer Max Verstappen the first opportunity to speak publicly on the crash. We've only seen a few short posts from the Dutchman, so it will be interesting to hear his side of things and where he is at mentally after his 51G impact. We can most likely say that Hamilton and Verstappen will line up on the front row of the grid on Sunday, so the first lap will be a must-watch considering how important track position is at this circuit. Will either driver change their approach to wheel-to-wheel combat? I highly doubt it, and it's safe to say the gloves are off between the two for the rest of the year. Drama aside though, the championship standings is of utmost importance to these two drivers and their teams. Verstappen's lead has been narrowed down to 8 points, and keep in mind this stat. The leader of the championship after the Hungarian Grand Prix has gone on to win that year's title in 25 of the 35 seasons in which the race has been held. Although Mercedes fought back to win the British Grand Prix, Red Bull have still won 5 out of the last 6 races, so this is a key Grand Prix as we go into the break. It will be curious to see the form of the W12 after some upgrades brought to the British Grand Prix that we didn't get to really see in comparison to the RB16B because of the crash. Red Bull hold a slim 4-point lead in the constructor standings, so it's all to play for in Hungary, which is making this race one of the more anticipated ones of this season. Elsewhere on the grid, we could see some surprises from a team like Ferrari who have really enjoyed the high downforce circuits in 2021. Ferrari will hope that this circuit's similarities with Monaco will bring the same results, as Leclerc secured a pole while Carlos Sainz scored his first Ferrari podium. It might be a long shot, but if the last race taught us anything, it's that Ferrari could be there to pick up the pieces if drama happens at the front. The F1 calendar has been full steam ahead ever since the late start of 2020, so everyone is looking forward to a couple of weeks off. It makes the Hungarian Grand Prix a very important race, as after we return in late August for Spa, we begin a stretch of 12 rounds in 15 weeks to finish off what has been a thrilling 2021 season so far. So that'll do it for your A to Z guide to the 2021 Hungarian Grand Prix. Be sure to comment your race predictions down below, and if you enjoyed this preview, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so you never miss an A to Z guide to a race this season. That will do it for race previews until we return for the Belgian Grand Prix, but in the meantime, stick to the Backmarkers F1 Show channel as we'll be releasing plenty of content during the summer break so you can fill the F1 void in your life. Thanks very much for watching today's video, and we hope you guys enjoy the race. Until next time, it's bye for now.